Happy Tuesday, Saints fans. We have a loaded show to get to you today. Abby Alonso has joined me. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of interesting news and rumors to discuss, but before we get to that, it is QB1's birthday, so let's show him some love. Everyone go down in the comment section, type 4 to show our new quarterback some love on his birthday. What's happening, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into today's show. Like I said, Abby Alonso will be joining me here momentarily, but just want to throw it out there, want to lay it out on the scene for you guys. I'm going to be producing, I'm going to be talking, Abby's going to be talking as well, so if you see me looking down, you see me looking over here, I'm just trying to make the show happen, so just bear with us, guys. But before we get to the interesting stuff that Dennis Allen had to say in his press conference, let's talk about the latest ESPN Mock Draft from Mike Tannebaum, who had the Saints actually selecting wide receiver Jordan Addison is at number 29 overall. And here's what Mike Tannebaum had to say. With Derek Carr joining the offense, I'd want to add octane to the receiver room. The Saints re-signed Michael Thomas, but it is only a one-year deal. And Thomas has missed 40 games since his record-breaking season in 2019. Excuse me, all. Addison produced at an All-American level in two places during his college career with 219 catches, 3,134 yards, and over 3 years at Pitt and USC combined. He is an elite route runner who could emerge as a fantastic option opposite of Chris Olave. And now, Abby, I know that you had some thoughts and that you had some things you wanted to share about Jordan Addison. So, lay it out for us. Who is this guy?
Yeah, he was part of a really successful team this past season. He did miss out on that Cotton Bowl for an ankle injury, which you can see the production just kind of tapered off a little bit in 2022 solely because of that injury. But in 2021, he flashed. He would be a good addition to any team that he is taken by. And you look at it, you kind of look at his background here. You scout him, great footwork, speed. He's athletic. He can run the routes. He's a good route runner. He can create the separation. Quality primary volume target, again, would be very good opposite Chris Olave. Now, physicality and strength might be a little bit of a concern because he's a little bit skinnier. He's not one of those beefy wide receivers. So you do have a little bit of a concern when it comes to, okay, can he play the physical game? Can he go up for those contested catches and come down with the ball? If you compare him to somebody, it would be a lot like Tyler Lockett, who has been very successful, but again, a little bit of a smaller build, a thinner build, which, again, if you're going to scout these players, you got to look at all ends of the spectrum. Should the Saints select Jordan Addison at number 29 overall? Type D for draft, type P for pass. I'm not sure they go after a wide receiver in the first round. You never know, especially with this guy.
Yeah, Abby, I appreciate you giving your thoughts on that here. We'll have her come back on and give some more analysis here in just a second. But, guys, we are in the midst of a sub-battle. So I know for a while it was Broncos, Saints, and Vikings. But we've torched the Vikings channel. We've passed the Broncos channel. So now we're going for our guy who was on the show for a little bit, Will Scott, who is the host of Celtics Today by Chat Sports. We got to go and pass him. I'm not going to sleep until we pass him. So help me reach Celtics Today. We are at 13,120 subscribers. Shout out to all of you who have subscribed recently. You will get daily Saints news, rumors, updates, all sorts of fun content. It's informative, it's entertaining, and the best part is it's Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans. Abby and I are lifelong Saints fans. You're not going to get more authentic, more fun, and more enjoyable content anywhere else across the internet. So be sure to lock us in, subscribe today, and help us pass our next milestone of getting past Celtics Today. All right, so now let's talk about the Dennis Allen press conference. We have some interesting updates coming from the NFL owners' meetings, and I mean, there's 4 big things that we have to discuss here. And of those 4 things, I think that this might be one of the most notable things that we have to talk about. We got an interesting Michael Thomas injury update. Now, what I can say is I don't love what I heard. I don't hate what I heard, but I'm going to have my girl Abby break it all down for you because at the end of the day, she probably is going to say it a hell of a lot better than I am.
Look, any update on Michael Thomas's health is important. and it's intriguing, and you always want to hear what they have to say. Of course, Dennis Allen comes out, and he doesn't have any clear answers other than he should be ready during the offseason. He should be ready before the season starts, which, yes, that's good news. He's not 100% yet, but you don't expect Michael Thomas, of all people, to be 100% this early in the offseason. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
a guy who has fought injury after injury after injury, you don't expect him to be 100% this early in the offseason. He's got a little bit of time before training camp starts up, and you really have to start looking at these injuries and whether they're going to get healthy or not. But it sounds promising what Dennis Allen said. We're going to be cautious with it and take our time, and we really don't want to put him out there until he's 100%. Of course not. I expect him to be fully healthy and ready to go. When that point in time is, I don't want to get into those speculations, but yeah, we feel good about where he's at. That is promising hearing from the head coach, of course. He's not blowing smoke. He's saying, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know exactly when he's going to be good, but he's trending on the right direction. He's getting there. He should be ready to go before the season. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I want to bring this into play here. He's excited, y'all. He has that extra oomph to, get healthy. So I believe Dennis Allen. I think Michael Thomas is hopefully finally going to get back to where he was to hopefully maybe play an entire season. How many games will Mike Thomas play next season? Give me your best guess down in the comment section. Leave the number of games you think Michael Thomas will play in.
And guys, so if Jordan Addison is the draft pick that the Saints end up going with, or if it's a guy like, I don't know, Brian Breesy or a Kalijah Cansey or whoever it is, they're going to be rocking one of these fresh lids. So you got to go get yourself geared up. We got the flat bills. We got the ball caps, which I know Abby's a big fan of. And then they also got this really cool, just like all black one. I really like these hats. They're a hell of a lot better than they were last year. So you can go get geared up. These are the official NFL draft hats that every player will be getting whenever their name is called on draft day. So go get geared up. Chatsports.com/Saints hat. I'm going to have the link for you in the comment section and in the description of this video. Be sure to use our link so that way our proud sponsor, Fanatics, knows that we sent you over there. It helps us out. It helps out the channel, helps out the company at Chat Sports. So go get geared up, get iced out, get swagged out. Chatsports.com/Saint hat. Have the link for you in the comment section and the description of this video. So now let's talk about Trevor Penning and Cesar Ruiz, because as we know, they both had late season Liz Frank injuries which required them to miss some time. So Catherine Terrell, I wanted to use her tweet in this because I felt like she did a good job of explaining what really was going down. So Dennis Allen said at the owners meeting that Michael Thomas isn't 100% healthy right now, which we just said. Abby reiterated and explained all of that. Cesar Ruiz and Trevor Penning, however, are expected to participate in training camp. Not sure if it'll be day one of camp, but that's the hopeful expectation. And I would love to see it. I think Trevor Penning, could we get him a full season? Because I said it last year during the draft stuff. I was a big fan of Trevor Penning. I really like what he can do. I like how aggressive he is. I like how scrappy he can be. Now, I know some people have injury concerns and penalty concerns and all this. The kid is still young. You can turn him into what you want to be. But Dennis Allen on Trevor Penning said, if we can keep Trevor Penning healthy, the sky's the limit in terms of what he can do. And I couldn't agree more, because when you take a look at what he was able to accomplish as his PFF grades, it's pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. I like what I saw. 73.6 overall. Bear in mind, only 124 snaps last season that he played. Pass blocking, not that great. He was 38.7. That being said, his run blocking, 80.2. He also allowed 0 sacks, which is pretty crazy. It's really good. Again, limited snaps, but you love seeing that. And also worth noting, only had 2 penalties. So for all of y'all who were like, I don't know, I don't really want to mess with that because he's going to have a ton of penalties, doesn't really have a ton of penalties if you ask me. So, guys, you know what day it is. You know what day it is today. It is March 28th. So we have to show some hatred. We have to make fun of the Falcons, because imagine blowing a 25-point lead in a Super Bowl. That's embarrassing. That's just plain, poverty franchise, poverty city, terrible team, hate Atlanta. New Orleans is way better across the board in all aspects. So show some hatred, I guess. Type LOL to make fun of the Falcons because it's 328. Why not? F the Falcons. We all know how it is around on these streets. So go down, type LOL to make fun of the Falcons.
All right, next up, Alvin Kamara's legal situation. It's not going away, and it won't be anytime soon, to be completely honest. Dennis Allen gave an update on it today. We're really just letting that legal process play out, and then we'll adjust our plans accordingly. There's really not a whole lot we can do about it, so I don't know that we spend a whole lot of nights thinking about it, and he's damn right. There is actually nothing that the Saints can do. They have no control. The hearing for the petitions is April 4th. The trial is set for July 31st. You really just wait, and you kind of hope that things go the best that they can and unfold in the legal process. But as much power as these coaches and NFL owners have, they have nothing on this legal trial that is completely separate. So I think Dennis Allen is right here. You really can't do anything about it other than wait it out. So, yeah, you let it play out and then make your decisions accordingly depending on what happens to Kamara in that legal process.
Yeah, so, and the last thing that we wanted to discuss is the joint practices with the Chargers. They confirmed today they will be doing joint practices with Los Angeles during training camp. It's a pretty cool thing. I'm excited to see these two teams match up. I think these are both two interesting teams, both young, both have a lot to prove, both kind of the Chargers made the playoffs, but I think any Chargers fan could sit here and, all six of them could sit here and say that they were expecting to do a little bit better. But I'm actually kind of excited to see what the Saints can do against the Justin Herbert and practices and stuff. They have a good defense. They have solid weapons. Austin Eckler may not be around, so who knows what's going to happen there. They could have a very different team, but it's going to be interesting nonetheless. And Dennis Allen on the joint practices, he said, I've always thought that practicing against somebody else was a good change, so you don't get stale with your training camp practices. And I love this coming from a head coach. I think that this says a lot about a head coach. I will say I was a big hater on Dennis Allen last season. That being said, I also understand that it was kind of a weird year. Injuries happened. There wasn't really a plan going forward. I mean, honestly, we can sit here and say there wasn't a plan, but it really feels like Dennis Allen has taken this team this offseason and he has a plan. He's making something work, and he's doing it well. Like he's bringing in the players he wants. He's making things happen. He's actively talking about what he's doing in and around the press conferences and to media people. So it's like you're finally getting to see something that you didn't necessarily see a ton of with Dennis Allen. So I kind of like what that DA's kind of getting it together, I guess. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Who Dat Nation, you know what the deal is. It's always fun. It's always real. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Y'all stay golden. We'll catch you next time.